Hello Year 6 and welcome to Friday's maths lesson. Really impressed with how hard you've worked this week. It's been so lovely to see everybody's work coming in on the email. You've worked so hard and I'm really proud of each and every one of you. It's really difficult to learn at home and you've done an absolutely fantastic job. Can't wait to have you all back in school. Okay, so today's maths lesson then is still out of this maths book and it is page 24. We are still looking at fractions. Okay, I'm going to be doing some multiplying fractions today. Now this first section here, you are multiplying fractions by a whole number. Okay, I'm going to show you how to do that. So the first question then is 4/7 multiplied by 8. Now your first step when multiplying a fraction by a whole number, so when you've got a fraction and then a whole number, is to put your whole number over 1 to make it a fraction. Okay, so with every single one of these, your second number you will put over 1. Okay, so then it's just a case of multiplying the denominators together. So 4 times 8, which is 32, and then multiplying the numerators together. So 7 times 1. The bottom numbers, remember, is the numerator. So I end up with 32/7. Now you'll see that's an improper fraction. An improper fraction is when the numerator, the top number, is bigger than the denominator, the bottom number. Now, I'm happy for you to leave your answer at that. But if you want to give yourself a little challenge, you can change your mixed number into your improper fraction into a mixed number. Okay? So the way that you do that is by using your times tables. So because the denominator is 7, we're going to use our 7 times table. And I'm going to see how many times I can count in 7 till I get close to, but not over 32. Okay, so and see how many wholes I can make by counting in 7. So 7, 14, 21, 28. I've got 4 so far. 30. Now I can't go to 35 because my numerator was only 32. So I've got 4 whole. That takes me up to 28. So I've got 4 whole numbers. Okay. Now I'm on 28, but I needed to get to 32. So 28 in my head, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32. And that leaves me with 4 left over. Okay. So I've got 4 whole and 4 left over, and then my denominator is still 7. Okay, that stays the same. Okay, so if you want to do that little challenge of changing your improper fraction into a mixed number, then have a go. So that's all the first section. The main thing that you need to remember for that is to put all of your whole numbers over 1. Okay, remember I'm happy with this, but if you want to have a go at the challenge, have a go. Okay, right, second section then. So the second section is here and it asks you to circle the correct answer. Now I'm going to come on to that in a moment. I'm just going to tell you how to do this bit first, because this time you've got a mixed number. Now mixed number means it's got some whole numbers, so in this there's 1 whole, and some fractions. So it's 1 whole and 1/4, okay, multiplied by 3, which we know how to do. But the first step is we've got to change the mixed number into an improper fraction, and I'm going to give you a guide on how to do that. Okay, so here's your guide, and you can always pause it. Now, it says at the top, mixed number to improper fraction. I've also labelled this mixed number here. So you've got WN, which is the whole number, and then you've got N for the numerator and D for the denominator. Okay, so the way that you change this mixed number into an improper fraction, first step is the denominator, so that's the 4, multiplied by the whole number, which is 1. Okay, so that's that here, 4 times 1, which is 4. Then once you've got that, then you add the numerator. Okay, so I've got 4, and then I'm going to add the numerator. Now the numerator is 1. So it's 4 add 1, which is 5. Okay, so the denominator then doesn't change. The denominator is 4. So it is 5 over 4. Okay. Now, I am happy. Oh, sorry. Yeah, then you've changed your mixed number into an improper fraction. But now you've got to multiply it by 3, which I know you can do because you've just done that in the first section. So remember, when we are multiplying by a whole number, so 5/4 multiplied by 3, we put it over 1. We give it 1 as a numerator, and then I can do it. So 5 times 3, so remember I multiply the numerators together. So 5 times 3 is 15. And then I multiply the denominators together. 4 times 1 is 4. Now again, you've got 2 options here. I'm happy with this if you just get this answer and you don't have to circle one of these, because you'll notice that 15 over 4, 15/4, is not one of these answers. Okay, but I am happy if you just stop at that point. But if you want to challenge yourself and see which one of those answers it is, you'll need to change your improper fraction into a mixed number. Okay, so that's the opposite to what we've just done. So I've got a little guide again. So I've got my improper fraction, which is 15/4. I'm going to change it into a whole number by using the 4 times table. So again, I've got to count in 4s and get close to 15, but I can't go over it. So it's a little bit like doing bus stop method. Okay, so 4, 8, 12, that's 3 whole. I can't go to 16 because that's too many. So 4, 8, 12, okay, so that's 3 whole. Okay, so I've got 3 whole. So I got to 12 in my head. Okay, so 4, 8, 12. I've got to 12 in my head, but I needed to get to 15. So 12, 13, 14, 15. So that gives me 3 left over. And then the denominator doesn't change. So 3 3/4. Okay, now you will notice that 3 3/4 is one of the answers here to circle. Okay, so it's that one, so you would circle that one. Okay, but like I say, if you just want to stop at the improper fraction and just write the answer down next to the equals, you don't have to worry about the circling bit. Okay, if you want to give yourself an extra challenge of changing your improper fraction into a whole number, if the answer's not there, then you can have a go at that as well. Okay, but that is a challenge. Right, the final bit then, it asks you to find a fraction of a number. Okay, so I'm going to do the first one with you. So it's a fraction of a number. So Paul has 75 flowers in his garden. 2/5 of the flowers are daffodils. How many daffodils in the garden? Okay, so I'm going to show you exactly how to do this. So you're trying to find 2/5 of 75. 2/5 of the daffodils. Okay, so first step then, I'm going to write this down so that you can pause it, is divide your whole number by the denominator. So the first step is to divide the whole number, which is 75, by the denominator, which is 5. Okay, so I'm doing 75 divided by 5. Okay, now you can use your 5 times table for that. Some of you might know it off the top of your head. If you can't do either of those, you could do it in a bus stop. Okay, so how many 5s go into 7? So that's 1 with 2 left over, which I carry. And then how many 5s into 25, which is 5. So I've done my first step, which is divide the whole number by the denominator. So I've got this answer 15. So then my second step is to multiply by the numerator. So that's 15, which is what I've just worked out. So I've just worked out that 75 divided by 5 is 15. So then I've got to multiply by the numerator. So the numerator's up here. So I do 15 multiplied by 2. Some of you will know that in your head. Some of you might need to do a short multiplication. So 15 times 2 here as a short multiplication will be 5 times 2, which is 10. 1 times 2, which is 2, plus 1 is 3. So my answer would be 30. Okay, so for this one, for all of these, you take your whole number, divide it by the denominator, then you get your answer and you multiply it by the numerator. Okay, and there's a little guide to help you. Okay, quite a lot to take in today, quite a bit of new learning. So just do your absolute best. If you need to take a little break and come back to it, or go back on the video and pause at any point, then you can do that as well. Okay, again, really proud of you this week. Really looking forward to seeing your work today. Have a lovely weekend and I'll see you next week.